So this session is about power of teacher education, quality at scale, a case study of CM Rise by Kruti Barocha. Kruti has 20 years of experience in various leadership and management roles in the education, management consulting and advisory sectors, as well as the multilateral institutions. She's the founder and chief executive officer of People. People was previously known as ARC India and was spun off into a fully India-based entity in 2017. Prior to People and ARC, she was a senior director and led corporate executive board's finance practice in India. Thank you so much, Kruti, for joining this session. Over to you.
Thank you so much, guys. This is wonderful to be part of this. Wonderful to be part of this 3-day set of conversations and discussions that you all are having. So, like Elizabeth mentioned, I'm going to talk about teacher development. And specifically, I thought it might make sense. I mean, there's a lot of talk around teacher training, teacher development, but I thought what might be helpful is to actually share a case study of work that we've done in Madhya Pradesh through a program called CM Rise, because sometimes telling a story and providing an example and a case study actually helps us make a concept real, right? And understand kind of how some of our work actually translates on the ground, and especially when working with at the school level or with government officials, school leaders, and teachers. So I do have a presentation and some slides that will hopefully just give you a sense of the program as well. I think just to kind of start things off, there has been a lot of discussion around whether teacher training works or not, right? And different folks are of different points of view on teacher training. I think what we believe is that at the heart of kind of effective student learning really is the interaction between the student and the teacher. And for that interaction to be one that results in learning outcomes, there has to be adequate student engagement. And so that's really where People comes from in terms of our approach to how we want to build the skills, the capabilities, the abilities of teachers as we try to improve student engagement in classrooms. Just a little bit about People. Some of you may know about us. We are an education nonprofit. We work in 2 states, in Delhi and Madhya Pradesh. In Delhi, we run 3 PPP schools. They are the exemplar schools that we run with about 1,000 children studying in those schools and that we directly impact. We also run a teacher capacity building program for about 1,200 government teachers in South Delhi Municipal Corporation. And in Madhya Pradesh, our scale is slightly larger. We're working statewide. Madhya Pradesh is one of the largest states in terms of the number of schools. There are 100,000 government schools in MP and 320,000 government teachers. So in Madhya Pradesh, we're actually working statewide to support their work on teacher development, teacher professional development. So I think as practitioners, we get different perspectives. There are the practical insights that we get from running schools ourselves, and that practitioner approach, that innovation lab is hugely valuable in helping us understand innovations in classroom practice, pedagogy that works. And then we kind of make that transition towards actually helping build a cadre of trained and motivated teachers, skilled, trained and motivated teachers, and then work also on systemic improvements as we look to improve government schools across states. So I'll specifically talk about our work in Madhya Pradesh and how this came about, because this program is actually impacting now over 300,000 teachers. This is a program that has started about 6 months ago and is actually looking at the entire teacher education ecosystem and how to actually build a much stronger teacher workforce. The program started really as we thought about, as schools started closing as a response to COVID, teachers were, especially government teachers were kind of, trying to grapple with the situation, trying to figure out how they could reach the children in their classrooms. We also realized that many of them don't actually receive professional development or any kind of upskilling. And with the school closures, we realized that we had a unique opportunity to actually really strengthen the teacher workforce in the government school system, and really to kind of equip them with the skills, the right mindsets, the right pedagogical knowledge to actually, after a 3-month period, potentially really emerge as stronger. So when they go back to their classrooms after schools reopen, and at that time we still thought the lockdown would last 2 to 3 months. When they did go back to schools after schools reopened, our belief and hope was that it would be a much stronger teacher workforce, and we would have been able to create, or at least start creating, a new language of what excellent teaching looks like. So this initiative actually started in March of this year, March 2020, when the school closures happened. One of the big bets that we've taken as an organization at People is really to embed deeply with the government school system. And our belief is, the government school system is so immense, and the most vulnerable children, children from the poorest communities, are often studying in government schools. And there is a huge potential for improvement in the government school system. And so for us as an organization, we've really taken, all of our energies as an organization are really in the direction of working closely with government schools, building strong relationships with progressive state governments, and really supporting a journey towards education system improvement around teacher quality. So anyway, just, this initiative started in March of 2020. We piloted, because, there were school closures, the only way for us to actually reach out to teachers was through the digital format. And so, all credit to our team, kind of overnight almost, the team had to kind of figure out how to suddenly move from in-person teacher training to teacher training that was going to be much more digital. And we leveraged the Diksha platform, which already existed. It didn't need us to create a new set of resources or a new technology overlay. And we actually thought very deeply about what types of courses would actually help us build the skills and capacities of the teacher workforce in Madhya Pradesh. That was an intense month in April, where we were kind of laying out the strategy for what digital teacher training could look like when it's implemented, developing the courses, and then hosting them on Diksha. This was then kind of launched as the Chief Minister's RISE program in May. And the state was incredibly supportive. And I think this is, just for folks that are looking at, working with government schools and government school systems, I think it's so important to actually develop strong trust-based relationships in the states in which you operate. Because as the government saw the early success of the initiative, and kind of as we were working to co-create the plan with them, they immediately wanted to roll this out to all teachers across all 52 districts. So it was very much a joint effort with the state government. I want to just spend a couple of minutes on this, because this is really our vision of what a strong, holistic teacher professional development model looks like. And this is our belief as People, where the first element is you have kind of digital training or blended training as schools reopen. I think a second key component is strong mentoring and coaching for the school teacher. And so you can have all the training. So just getting a lot of training isn't going to be sufficient. It actually has to be supported and reinforced by hopefully real-time coaching, but in the absence of real-time coaching, at least some sort of mentoring and coaching that's happening either by their school principal, or in the case of government, there are also layers above the school principal, cluster academic coordinators, block academic coordinators, block resource officers. And so there needs to be also enough mentoring on strong teaching methods by these by these officials within the system. Monitoring, I think here's where we think about accountability of the system as well. So it's not only support through training and mentoring, but there has to also be a strong level of monitoring, looking at data, looking at creating two-way feedback across teachers, seeing how teachers are progressing. And so this is where a lot of our focus ends up being kind of very data-based and data-heavy as we look at indicators of what's working, what's not working. And learning communities is part of, again, the support mechanism to ensure that the change happens organically. Sometimes, change is top-down. Sometimes there are pockets of excellence that happen bottom-up. But I think in terms of our approach, our vision is really to think about the entire ecosystem. So both from what does great training look like, what do strong learning communities look like, and how should they be structured, what does coaching mean, and what is real-time feedback, data, dashboards, and support for the teacher that will close out this entire loop. So as we think about teacher professional development, this is what I would just kind of want to pass on to you all as well in terms of thinking about appropriate structures for teacher professional development that go beyond just training, right? Because a lot of this has to link to what is the uptake, how are the beliefs getting reinforced, how is it translating into classroom practice. So the CM Rise journey on teacher professional development has been really exciting. I think what has happened in Madhya Pradesh is that this has really pioneered digital teacher training. I think MP was probably the first state to really kind of go strong on the digital journey. 1 million course completions were complete in June. This was featured as a best practice in the MHRD digital report. And in August, again, fantastic statistics just in terms of uptake. So we've really seen tremendous uptake and engagement in the system. And I think the reason why I wanted to share this is because at some level, as you think about teacher professional development, we thought about it in Madhya Pradesh at scale. In STMC, we are taking a much more intensive effort where we're providing more hands-on support, learning circle support to teachers. I think as you all think about teacher training, teacher development, I think you'll have to figure out what is the right altitude at which you want to operate, and use that as a way for you to structure the intervention or the program. I think our initial metrics of success are really around access and engagement. And certainly on access, we've seen kind of the numbers truly incredible. We've had an average of 250,000 teachers access each of the courses. There's been a lot of engagement. Completion rates are really high. But the story for us doesn't end there. I think what we really want to get to is not just engagement, but learning. And so the next set of metrics that we're looking at are really much more around what is the learning, what is the type of feedback that we're hearing from teachers. Are they actually able to kind of translate this into how it would be implemented in their classrooms? And so that to us is what success means in terms of the program itself. It's not just teacher development for the teacher's sake, but it's also to be able to build a stronger workforce to support learning improvements. A couple of things that went well and led to this kind of success. One is, we've seen when we were thinking about architecting this program and structuring it, there are lots of videos out there, and several things that are shared on YouTube around, digital teacher training, tips for the teachers. What we actually try to do is think about the training arc, right? How does a teacher how could a teacher learn well? So we wanted to have, so this is the training arc that we have for each of the courses. The first is pre-work. So we want to introduce the idea gently to the teacher, especially if it's an idea around mindset or belief or behavior. There's a little bit of pre-work just to get them thinking. And there's a main course, and then there's post work. So the main course will introduce them to the concept itself, but it's very bite-sized. It's it's practical. It's digestible. So typically, the videos are not longer than 10 minutes. And then there's post work, which is really around the teacher taking what they've learned in their main course and then applying it in some form. So for example, we've asked teachers to create a student diary, and that's been one form of post work. But I think this is the training arc that we follow for each of our training modules, our digital training modules. So far, there have been, so far for CM Rise, there have been a variety of topics that have been covered, and all of these are available on Diksha. And now we're getting into where we're thinking about segmenting teacher development across the state. So we're now thinking about getting into more foundational topics, foundational literacy, numeracy, learning outcomes, early childhood education. Those are the sorts of foundational skills that that CM Rise is going to look to build for teachers once the platform has been created. So I realize I'm coming up on time. I could go on for a while on this. So please feel free to contact me if you've got questions or you want to talk about this. But I think what I want to just kind of take a couple of minutes to emphasize is that it's not enough to just design really high quality content. I think for us, what's equally important is actually adoption and execution and implementation. So along with the creation and curation of high quality content, that training arc that you saw, we also had a very conscious plan for rollout. So we almost thought about, the launch of each course, almost like a product launch that you would see in the corporate sector, right? Where you have clear communication, you have almost branding around the CM Rise platform. You've got sequenced rollouts, and then you've got a lot of field support because you do need some amount of handholding to be able to take teachers through the process. So I will end there and just land on this page, which will give you a sense of, I talked about our vision for teacher development. This will maybe make it real in terms of how we're thinking about taking this forward in Madhya Pradesh. There are two-way mechanisms, samvads that can happen, learning communities. There's a continuation of training, but more in a blended fashion as and when schools open. There are on monitoring, just dashboards, rewards and recognition, accountability mechanisms, and then on mentoring, really important to actually think about what does great classroom practice look like? How do you train that leadership layer as well? So I think I'm at time. I will stop there